Brought to you by Dodge and a list of firsts at the ballpark in Arlington. First hitter Pat Listach grounded to second. The first base hit came off the bat of David Holtz, a single to lead off the Ranger first. And the first home run and run scored by Dave Nilsson. Lined a shot into the lower section of the home run porch out there in right field. So with the Fuji blimp out there past the right field stands, giving you some great overhead shots. You can see the shadows creeping in on the playing surface and on the upper deck. The Brewers with 2 runs on 6 hits. Rangers no runs on just 1 hit, and they have not had a base runner since David Holtz hit in the first inning. 15 straight retired by Jamie Navarro, as Ivan Rodriguez will start things off in the Rangers 6th. Navarro with a strike gets 0-1. Budge, a fly ball to center field, his only trip to the plate. A breaking ball, it's 0-2. Navarro working quickly. Rodriguez chops one foul. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Budge currently hitting at .211. This one to left field. Turner Ward shading his eyes from the sun, puts it away. That is out number 1.
Hey, you wonder if the schedules of the 2 teams have anything to do with this afternoon's play. The Brewers starting the season at home, the Rangers and Kevin and Kennedy squad on the road. Rangers having 4 games in a row here that were in excess of 3 hours. They traveled last night, got home after 10 o'clock. Of course, opening day is a time where your adrenaline will be going, but the bat's a little slow here this afternoon.
Manuel Lee takes a pitch up and in for ball 1. Lee 0 for 1 as he grounded to his counterpart, Pat Listach, the shortstop.
I would think for opening day, though, your blood is pumping pretty good, and a slow bat is something you probably won't have. might be too quick.
Yeah. Right. May tend to swing at a few more pitches that are out of the strike zone than you normally would.
And if that's for the Rangers case, that's
a lot.
That's a lot.
Yes. 1-1 pitch. Off speed, and Lee is down on the count. Manuel notched his first multiple hit game of the season yesterday. Rangers 8-7 win over the Baltimore Orioles. Just outside, the count is now even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Navarro back to the plate. Lee chops one foul into the Ranger dugout. Upshaw, the Ranger hitting coach, standing there, a much happier hitting coach prior to today's game because of the way the Rangers were able to get the job done in key situations offensively yesterday. There's Willie.
A great day for the Rangers in executing, especially early in the ball game, to get them a lead. A couple of sacrifice flies. We saw one later on in the game, but very well done.
Manuel Lee pops one up on the left side. Kevin Seitzer handles it. There are 2 gone. So far, Jamie Navarro has really had the Rangers handcuffed. He has now retired 17 straight hitters. And we'll go back to the top of the order. The only Ranger to reach base on a hit, David Holtz. Holtz had a bat hop single in the first and struck out in the third. Chopper slowly hit first base way. Jaha has it go off his glove, and safe at first is David Holtz. I think Jaha might have had his wheels go out from under him.
Well, Jaha, not one of the better fielding first basemen in the league, and this should be his second error of the year. Congestion, and Jamie Navarro trying to help out the first baseman, but David Holtz pretty quick down the line.
It is an error charged to John Jaha, so David Holtz with good speed now aboard, and Doug Strange will stand in. See if the Rangers can capitalize on a Milwaukee mistake. There goes Holtz. The pitch is low. Nilsson's throw not in time. David Holtz with his second stolen base of the year. The Rangers have 4 in 5 attempts.
Good jump. The Rangers waste no time. Difficult pitch for Nilsson to handle. Ball on the ground. I think it was a breaking ball. And David Holtz in a nice slide.
Holtz gets himself in scoring position. He's the first Ranger to reach second base. And a base hit to left field by Strange. Holtz around third. Here comes the throw from Ward. It's cut off. The throw back to first, and out is Doug Strange. The run does count. The Rangers get on the board as Holtz scores on Doug Strange's base hit. Oh, the Rangers 1 run on 1 hit, an error, and nobody left. Well, we will go to the 7th inning. It's now Milwaukee 2 and Texas 1.
Brought to you in part by Miller Lite. Great taste and less filling combined. Can your beer do this? And by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Back at the ballpark in Arlington, the Rangers have gotten on the scoreboard for the first time. An unearned run in the 6th inning. It cut the Brewers lead in half. It's now 2-1 Milwaukee. Into the 7th with Dave Nilsson. To start things off, Nilsson led off the 5th inning with his 2nd home run of the year. It will be Nilsson, Reed, and Mieske. Two balls and no strikes. Kenny Rogers 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Allowed the 6 hits and 2 runs. Hits the outside corner to make it 2-1.
Might take a look here at the concentration at this point with the shadows and everything of Dave Nielsen. He's squinting, trying to get a view off a left-hander Rogers.
Check swing, and he went around, says Larry Barnett, third base umpire. Well, the count evens at 2-2. Kenny Rogers with a much more solid outing, but right now trailing 2-1. Ground ball by the diving Rogers. It takes a bad hop off of Doug Strange. Nilsson going for 2, and Strange cannot recover in time. That's the 3rd erratic hop we've seen today. Kenny Rogers, where in the world was he going?
Well, the second one at second base, Jody Reed earlier in the game for the Brewers had a bad hop. A little hesitation. Once the ball goes off, there's a little hesitation by Doug Strange and allowed Dave Nielsen to make it all the way to second.
That's going to be a base hit and an error. I don't know how they did that.
I don't either.
They flashed base hit up there first, and then they put up error, as if to say they were going to give both.
Was it an error on not hustling or not getting her in time? It's either got to be a hit or it's got to be an error.
Yeah, I would think so, and I think it's just got to be a 2-base error.
Yeah.
Cody Reed taking the pitch low. It's 1-1 strike. Reed, a base hit in 2 trips. Now hitting at .412. for this young season. Dave Nilsson out at second base as Kenny Rogers checks in. 2-1.
I actually got a ton of number 2 hitters in this lineup. We've mentioned Kevin Seitzer, who's hitting 4th. Jody Reed hit 2nd for the Red Sox for many years, is at 7. I think Alex Diaz is somebody you could probably use up at the top of the order.
Nilsson getting his lead from second. Rogers back to Reed, who looks at a strike, and that evens things out.
Be careful with Reed too, because a good hitter with men on base, a good fastball hitter,
Right.
and not somebody to take very lightly.
Remember, as a Boston Red Sox, he used to wear out that left field corner of the Green Monster. There's a base hit to left field. Nilsson held up to make sure the ball would get through, and he will be stopped at third base. But Reed, the ground ball through the left side, and the Brewers threatening again. They have runners at the corners, nobody out, and Matt Mieske coming up. Reed 2 out of 3 this afternoon. Kevin Kennedy and Jackie Moore standing down there, and they're going to discuss things. Nobody out. A couple of runners aboard. Matt Mieske is twice grounded to third base. Mieske now hitting at .091. Rogers a look to first, and the pitch is low. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by the AT&T Business Advantage. Let it work for you. Matt Whiteside answering that call, and the Ranger bullpen starting to loosen. 7 hits for Milwaukee now as we play in the 7th. Kenny Rogers pulling the string, getting the swinging strike by Mieske.
That's a good part of the order for Rogers to be at number 8 and 9 in this Brewer lineup. Rangers are looking for the double play up the middle.
Get a good shot at the defense. Dean Palmer also playing back at third with Lee and Strange at that double play depth. First baseman Will Clark holding the bag against Jody Reed. Rogers set for the 1-1 pitch. And there is the double play ground ball. Lee to Strange. And they turn 2 on the play. Dave Nilsson scores from third to make it a 3-1 Milwaukee lead. So no RBI for Mieske, even though he does get the run home.
And Mieske with good speed. Manny Lee really charged this ball. A nice flip to Doug Strange, who avoided Jody Reed coming in there pretty quickly.
Manuel wanted to make sure he got that before it took a hop on the dirt. A 2-run lead for Milwaukee once again. Base is empty for Alex Diaz. Ball 1 a bit low. Diaz has grounded to first and struck out here this afternoon. He's hitting at .235. Switch hitter, and at the number 9 slot, he has driven in 5 for Milwaukee so far. Just off the outside corner, 2-0. We just saw a pretty good play by the Rangers shortstop. Must be a fast food joint over there. Off the end of the bat, Kenny Rogers diving all over the infield again. Strange flipping, and with the glove, and Diaz is gone. Second time today that Doug Strange has gone with the flip out of the glove. Second good play he's made, but Milwaukee in the seventh comes up with an unearned run. One hit, one error, nobody left. Stretch half of the ball game. Stretch half of the seventh inning. 3-1 Milwaukee. It looks like this. Milwaukee jumped on top as Dave Nilsson crashed his fifth home run of the year to make it 1-0. Or second home run of the year in the fifth. Became 2-0 as Kevin Seitzer tripled in a run for the Brewers in the sixth. Rangers came back. David Hull scored on Doug Strange RBI single. 2-1 Milwaukee in the sixth. Then in the seventh, Dave Nilsson again scored on the double play ground out to make it 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning. And here's that last ground ball off the end of the bat. Kenny Rogers diving for it. I've never seen a pitcher in 2 innings dive for ground balls that are going by him.
They were 3 or 4 feet away from him after the dive.
So again, a 2-run Milwaukee advantage, bottom of the seventh inning. Jose Canseco 0 for 2 starting things off. It'll be Canseco, Gonzalez, and Clark to face Jamie Navarro. 1 ball and 1 strike. Canseco grounded into a fielder's choice in the first and grounded to short in the fourth. Has the advantage in the count now. 2 balls and a strike. Count evens as Navarro gets a pitch in and over.
The reason why he's so effective this afternoon. 2-1 slider. He really painted with it. Threw a good one. A sharp breaker. Of course, Canseco looking for something hard and didn't offer.
Big right-hander into the windup. And call strike 3. That pitch right on the outside corner. Canseco didn't think so, but Navarro rings up his 4th strikeout of the afternoon.
Slider away from Canseco. Then it goes with the fastball. Looked like he tried to go outside, and from that angle, boy, he really worked that corner. You see Dave Nilsson set up out there. And Jose not happy with the call by Greg Kosk.
Here's Juan Gonzalez, who is 0 for 2. He has popped out and also grounded out. Juan currently hitting at just 182, although he has a couple of home runs and 7 driven in. Round 2 hopper, backhanded nicely by Seitzer. And on across the diamond for out number 2. Action in the Milwaukee bullpen. Former Ranger Jeff Bronke, the right-hander, and Jesse Orozco. Two gone to Will Clark, who has flied to right and been called out on strikes. And looks at a strike to the outer part of the plate. Rangers really have not been able to do much against Navarro. I can't recall too many balls being hit all that sharply. About the best hit ball was Rob Ducey's fly ball that Alex Diaz ran down at the 407 mark down in right center field. Of course, the RBI single by Doug Strange hit well through the hole on the left side. High and away, 2-1. Navarro back to Clark. There's a drive hit well to right center. Toward the bullpen. Back is Diaz. Goodbye. Will Clark with with the first Ranger home run in the ballpark in Arlington, and that makes it a 3-2 advantage.
And his first American League home run as well as Ranger home run out there in what we called earlier home run bullpen. Alex Diaz going back, try to get up over the wall. No prevail.
Well, the Rangers now trailing by just one.
Take a look at the swing from our camera behind home plate. Boy, he really got into it. Got a pitch out away from him and up in the strike zone. Oh,
Dean Palmer almost tied this ball game with one swing of the bat. Well, it's a 3-2 Milwaukee lead. Yeah, it looked like a slider that Navarro tried to come back door with and got it pretty close to the heart of the plate. Will Clarkson, thank you very much. Welcome to the American League and to the Rangers, Will. Out of play on the first base side off the bat of Dean Palmer, 1-2.
Here's a case where you wonder if he'd have been hitting number 3 spot today, whether the same sequence of stuff would have happened. He's moved down in the order. Kevin Kennedy breaking up those right-handers with Navarro on the hill this afternoon. Actually swapped with Canseco and Clark.
Yeah. The right center field in a hurry is Miski. A dive, he can't come up with it. Going for 2 is Palmer. The throw is offline, and safely in at second base is Dean Palmer with a double.
And the fans with their first opportunity to really get up off their chairs and to cheer on the home team. Dean Palmer gets jammed on this ball. Miski charging hard, almost came up with a great play. Saw some in the Baltimore series, the Oriole outfielders. This one down, and a great hustling by Dean Palmer. He didn't stop at first. He made it all the way into second. Good aggressive base running with 2 outs.
Dean, as you noted, his second double of the year in scoring position now. He's carrying the tying run. Rob Ducey up there, as we mentioned, fly deep to right center field, the deepest part of the park. Last time up. Well, ball 1 is a bit low. Rob Ducey 0 for 5 thus far. Dean Palmer establishing his lead out at second base. This one pulled to right field. Miski started back, now comes on and captures that one. So the side retire, but the Rangers come up with a run on Will Clark's first American League and Texas Ranger home run. 2 hits, 1 left. To the 8th we go, 3-2 Milwaukee. Brought to you by Mercado Juarez, who's hot. San Francisco pitchers. 1.161 ERA, and the opposition hitting just 186 against them. Atlanta not far behind, 191 the ERA and 198 the opponent's batting average. Who's not? Red Sox starters. 1-1 with a 728 earned run average in the first 6 ball games.
Wow, that's a starting rotation that was supposed to be the best in the East.
Starting off the 8th inning for the Milwaukee Brewers, Pat Listach takes a strike from Kenny Rogers. Listach, a pair of singles and 3 trips to the plate. He is hitting at a cool 444. Fouls that back to the screen. 0-2.
I'll pass on some birthday greetings. Dick Lane of Dallas is here celebrating his birthday at the ballpark with friends, and also Chip Steele and Brian Spradley like to say hello to Mother Eloise out in Bryan, Texas.
Rogers just missing outside to get action beginning in the Ranger bullpen. This is Chris Carpenter now up and throwing. Kenny Rogers okays the sign, the 1-2 delivery. Broken bat down the left field line, a fair ball. Listach going for 2 as Gonzalez goes into the corner to get it. And Listach has his 3rd hit of the day against Kenny Rogers. Rogers made a pretty good pitch. He had a broken bat, but playing off the line was Dean Palmer. Had no chance to get over there.
Kind of pitch here, you're quick with the hands. Listash really setting that front foot down quickly. Dean Palmer slipping on the pitch, or on the hit rather, and Listash with the second double of the season. Bring up left-hander Darrell Hamilton, possibly Rogers' last batter, with Carpenter warming up.
Right side of the Ranger infield. Expecting Hamilton to try and pull the ball. Will Clark playing in front of the bag. He might be looking for the possibility of a bunt. No bunt shown by Hamilton as he pops it up. On the left side, Manuel Lee squinting into the sun and makes the catch for our number one. So Hamilton did a favor for the Rangers. One gone. Listash still at second base. And right here, let's take 5 seconds for station identification. This is the Texas Ranger Baseball Network.
Texas Rangers 94 on KTVT Channel 11, Fort Worth, Dallas.
The Ballpark in Arlington, opening day, opening home game for the Texas Rangers. They trail Milwaukee 3-2 as you get a look at the Fuji blimp out over the right field upper deck, giving us a lot of great aerial shots of this near sellout crowd. The largest crowd in Texas Ranger history. A little better than 46,000 on hand here this afternoon to watch the inaugural regular season game in the Ballpark in Arlington. Turner Ward 0 for 2 takes a strike. Ward has walked, struck out, and grounded out. That Listash still a runner at second base after leading off with a double, but Darrell Hamilton failed to move him over as he popped out to short. Rogers a check of second. In the dirt, nice block by Pudge Rodriguez. Milwaukee with 3 runs on 8 hits and an error. Kevin Kennedy's ball club 2 runs, 4 hits and an error. These are the kind of ball games that Kevin Kennedy likes to manage in. He said they're a lot more fun. Try to manufacture ways to win ball games like this. A bit low, 2 balls and a strike to Turner Ward.
You know, sometimes too you play hunches in this situation. Right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher Carpenter in the bullpen, and Kennedy staying with Kenny Rogers. 3 hits in the last 2 innings he's given up. Actually 4 hits.
And this one popped up on the right side. Clark and Strange. Will Clark making the call on the catch, and there are 2 gone. If that was a hunch, it certainly paid off. Listash still at second. A reminder that Rangers baseball is brought to you in part by Saturn. A different kind of company, a different kind of car. Kevin Kennedy going to the mound as Kevin Seitzer will be the hitter. Seitzer tripled in a run last time. Well, we'll see what Kevin Kennedy decides to do as far as Kenny Rogers is concerned. Chris Carpenter ready in the Ranger bullpen, and he will be summoned at this time to take over for Kenny Rogers. The Rogers finished after 7 2/3. He leaves trailing 3-2 with a man aboard, and Chris Carpenter will try to come in and keep that deficit at 1. A break in the action here at the Ballpark in Arlington. Pitching change underway. We'll take a timeout on the Texas Ranger Baseball Network.
Prepare for takeoff.
Jumbo shrimp cocktail, barbecue ribs. One of the great things about this new seating here at the ballpark is that you can sit right here in one spot and be big, fat, and lazy and have people come and serve you, just like being in a restaurant. As a matter of fact, while you're at it, give me 2 of the jumbo shrimps, and up to Sundberg and Steve Busby in the booth over there, take them like a small can of sardines, will you, please? All right. Thank you.
I'm going to have about 3 or 4 jumbo shrimp. Do that. Anyway, Kevin Kennedy going with percentages in the hot hand. This is Carpenter's 4th appearance for the Rangers, and he's been effective each time out there, just giving up a hit in 3 1/3 innings of work, appearing 3 times this last road trip. Here are the numbers. And also, we mentioned last time when Kevin Seitzer was up there, is a guy that likes the ball out away from him, and Carpenter, type of pitcher that can keep the sinker ball tight on him. So the Rangers with a 1-run deficit and a runner at second base, 2 outs. Kenny trying to get Carpenter to keep the ball probably tight on him and shut down this Brewer rally.
Kevin Seitzer 1 for 3, drove in his 5th run of the year with that triple in the 6th inning. Pat Listach, the runner at second base after a leadoff double. And Kenny Rogers, some pretty good pitching to get Hamilton and Ward to both pop out. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Seitzer currently hitting at .261. He has a pair of home runs to go along with his 5 RBI. Carpenter with a check of Listach. That ball flared foul down the right side and well back into the lower deck. Shadows now completely covering the infield out to the cut of the grass. And then there's that little break, as you will note. In the upper deck, the roof over the upper deck, getting the shadow on the back part of the infield. 1-1 pitch. And again, pop foul and back out of play.
The Rangers' last couple of pitches worked him well. Threw the 1-0 pitch inside on him and then threw a breaking pitch away from him. I think I would have a book on Kevin Seitzer. I say keep the fastball tight. And when you're ahead in the count like this, make sure he doesn't hit anything out over the plate.
Carpenter's 1-2.
And they're trying to go inside. He's not getting it on the inside part of the plate. Rodriguez attempting to set up inside.
Right-hander ready, a check of second. And again, missing by the width of the plate. But had enough stuff on it to get Seitzer swinging a little bit late to foul it off. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good shot of the crowd of 46,046. Largest ever to see a Ranger ball game here in Arlington. Luke to right field. That's a base hit. Listach around third. The ball gets by Ducey. Listach will score. And on the air, Seitzer will go into second base. That makes it a 4-2 ball game. Again, Carpenter trying to get the ball inside and left it right down the middle of the plate. Seitzer going with it very well.
Not a very good job of executing. 3 times Rodriguez tried to get him to go inside. Each time he left it in that spot. The 3rd time Seitzer gets it. Rob Ducey a little aggressive, trying to charge hard to make an attempt at Pat Listach, and he hit and an error.
Well, that closes the book out on Kenny Rogers, who goes 7 2/3, gives up 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 8 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Chris Carpenter now will face John Jaha. Seitzer out at second, and the breaking ball finds the outside corner. Jaha a single in 3 trips. He singled to lead off the 2nd inning. Since then, he has grounded out and struck out. Check swing on a high fastball and fouled back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. Carpenter to the plate. And this one popped up. Shallow right field. Strange going out. Rob Ducey making the call and the catch. The side retire, but the Brewers score another run. They get a run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's now Milwaukee 4 and Texas 2. 4-2. Brewers leading the Rangers. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and we got a celebrity-packed crowd. Freddie Couples, one of the best professional golfers in the world, nearing a bad back out here for opening day, however, at the ballpark in Arlington. Freddie had to withdraw from the last month's worth of tournaments. Bottom of the 8th comes up, and Ivan Rodriguez started things off. Jamie Navarro drops a breaking ball in and over to Pudge, who is 0 for 2. Couple of fly balls off the bat of Ivan Rodriguez this afternoon. 1 to left, 1 to center. Navarro's fastball. He's still got a little giddy up on it. That ball foul to the right side by Pudge.
Throwing enough strikes with his breaking pitch that it keeps the hitters off the fastball. And Pudge really reacting late on that last fastball. And the old changeup. Good off-speed pitch. He's been very effective this afternoon and probably has used some of the shadows to his advantage too.
The 1-2 pitch. Hot shot, base hit left field by the diving Kevin Seitzer. Rodriguez around first with a leadoff single. The Rangers now with 5 hits off tomorrow.
Trying to get this ball down, and you see Kevin Seitzer may not have been able to pick it up as the sun was in his eyes. There's a shadow on both sides of him, and Rodriguez to lead off the 8th.
And that's going to do it for Jamie Navarro as Phil Garner has gone out and signaled to the bullpen. So we will have a pitching change for the Milwaukee Brewers as Graham Lloyd is going to come in. The 6'8" left-hander will come in to face Manuel Lee. 1 on, nobody out. Rangers trailing by 2, and we will take a timeout on the Ranger Baseball Network. So pounding Oakland at 14-5 in the 9th, and Carlos Delgado, that rookie sensation, has now hit 2 home runs and has 5 for the season. In the 9th, Cleveland leading California 9-1. And later on, Boston to Kansas City. Minnesota will be at Seattle.
And the Brewer Rookie of the Year to face Gary Reedus. Graham Lloyd, the tall left-hander, set to work.
Gary Reedus on as a pinch hitter for Manuel Lee.
And Graham Lloyd used last year quite a bit. Had an outstanding year. Worked 2/3 of an inning this year. Part of the season.
Reedus a shot to left field for a base hit. Rodriguez checks in at second, and the Rangers have the tying runs aboard with nobody out in the top of the lineup coming up. Gary Reedus with his first base hit of the year.
A big hit. Lloyd, primarily a sinker ball pitcher, tries to keep the ball down. He did, and Reedus able to get it through the left side of the infield.
Now we'll see how Kevin Kennedy plays this with David Holtz up there. John Rowe going to the bullpen phone to discuss things. We got a pinch runner as you take a look at the bullpen for the Milwaukee Brewers. Mark Kiefer out there throwing. Esteban Beltre is the runner for Gary Reedus. Around to bunt and taking low for ball one is David Holtz. Well, Beltre, the pinch runner, he will no doubt remain in the ball and take over at shortstop. David Holtz, 1 out of 3 today. Again around to bunt. And bunts it foul off the catcher Dave Nilsson. Again in the bullpen, Mark Kiefer and Jeff Bronke. Pair of right-handers. Have a contest to see who can get ready first, and that's who goes in.
Jeff Bronke with a couple of innings yesterday, a sinker ball pitcher, and Kiefer an inning and a third 2 days ago. Most likely will either come in after Hulse or to see Canseco.
Lloyd back to the plate, and the pitch hits Hulse. That's going to load the bases. David Hulse just could not get out of the way of that Graham Lloyd pitch.
Yeah, breaking ball got away from him. It was that Dave didn't know where to go. Got him on the right arm, and the fans are mad about it. I would be thrilled. The bases are loaded, nobody out. Ranger with a chance to come back here. Take a little shot on the arm and rub it a little bit, and then head down to first.
If I would be David Holtz, I'd be tickled to death to get hit by a breaking ball to load the bases. Well, Graham Lloyd has loaded him up. Nobody out. And Doug Strange to the plate. Doug 1 for 3 with an RBI. Rodriguez at third, Beltre at second, and Holtz at first.
That makes sense that they would keep Graham Lloyd out there. Doug Strange, not as good a hitter from the right side.
Right. Doug's still looking for his first hit right-handed this year. He's 0 for 5, although he does have a run driven in. 4-2 Milwaukee, but the Rangers with the bases full, and Strange a swinging strike one. Doug hitting at 294. His base hit drove in a run in the 6th inning. 0-2.
Doug had a plan in mind. Bill Garner enjoying the last swing, but Doug Strange trying to get that last pitch to the right side of the infield.
Lloyd studying the signs. Okay is the one he has from Nilsson, and this is low and outside. So the all-Australian battery trying to get together here. Both Graham Lloyd and Dave Nilsson from Australia, different parts, but they are both native Australians. The 1-2. Count evens to Doug Strange. And on deck, the big man who is swinging a big bat the last couple of days, Jose Canseco. Got him swinging. Doug Strange not able to put the ball in play. That is out number 1. And here will come Canseco, and we'll see what Phil Garner does.
Graham keeping the ball down. Not a very happy Ranger, Doug Strange.
And Phil Garner out. He is going to go to the bullpen. He wants one of the two right-handers. So Lloyd finished, working to do 3 hitters, retiring just one of them. And while the change is underway here at the ballpark in Arlington, before Jose Canseco comes up, we'll take another timeout on the Ranger Baseball Network. In Thursday night right here from the ballpark in Arlington as the Brewers and the Rangers wrap up this 3-game series. We'll be with you at 7:30 when Juan Gonzalez and company take on Milwaukee behind Kevin Brown as they face Ricky Bonas for the Brewers. 7:30 on Thursday night.
Mark Kiefer will come on to work against Jose Canseco. Kiefer, numbers on the year, 1-0 with the ERA at 3. This is his 3rd appearance of the year. And a guy that they have used in strikeout situations. 4 strikeouts in 3 innings of work. His numbers in the past years dictate that the guy is a strikeout pitcher.
Mark Kiefer, primarily a starter in the minor leagues last year, transformed into a reliever now, facing Jose Canseco. Bases loaded, and the first pitch is high for ball 1. Canseco 0 for 3 this afternoon after reaching base all 5 times yesterday.
What a grand slam to light this place up.
I think that would do it. You got the right guy there. 1-0. 2-0. Breaking ball hangs high.
Base hit or grand slam, I'll take either one.
Well, Phil Garner looking on with a little bit of unrest at the moment. Saw Graham Lloyd come in and give up a single hit batsman before striking out Doug Strain. And ball 3 is high and inside. Mark Kiefer may be a strikeout pitcher, but he has gotten himself in a world of trouble right now with Canseco at bat and not much let up next. The American League back-to-back home run champion Juan Gonzalez. Is the green light on? Ball 4, and that walks in a run and makes it a 4-3 Milwaukee lead. Ivan Rodriguez scores from third. Jose Canseco with his 2nd RBI of the year on the walk. Kevin Seitzer over to talk to Mark Kiefer as the Rangers have again gotten to within 1 run, and Don Rowe going out. He's going to add his 2 cents worth. With Juan Gonzalez at the plate, Phil Garner can sense the possibility of a 1-run lead disappearing very, very quickly.
And I think the key after you walk in a run really is the first pitch to the next hitter being Gonzalez. And I think
you know, you're kind of caught in a spot now. If you were a hitter, the old adage of baseball, you see the hitter before you walked on 4 straight pitches. Third baseman makes a trip to the mound. The pitching coach makes a trip to the mound. Do you take the first pitch?
if I want Gonzalez, I don't. If it's any place where I can reach it, I let it go.
You're looking fastball and teeing
Yeah,
off.
let it go. You get one pitch, it's in your zone, go for it.
Yeah, I think a lot of pitchers would try and just get ahead instead of losing a hitter again. We'll find out. First pitch to Juan, the breaking ball, and they get the strike. Runners for the Rangers. Esteban Beltre is at third. He's pinch running for Gary Arias, who singled. David Holtz at second. Jose Canseco at first. One out. Rangers trail by one in the bottom of the 8th inning. Gonzalez 0 for 3 today. And a ground ball that should be 2. Can they turn it? Yes, they do. Well, the Rangers, a golden opportunity eludes them. They score a run to pull within 1, but they leave 2 after having the bases loaded with 2 out. We'll go, or with 1 out. We'll go to the 9th inning. 4-3 Milwaukee.
Kiefer to Juan Gonzalez. He got the first pitch over for a strike and then got him to reach for a changeup. A good shot from behind to how Gonzalez had to reach for it and hit it to shortstop Pat Listash, who then over to Jody Reed and then on to John Jaha for the double play. And into the Ranger rally on the bottom of the 8th. And we move to the top of the 9th. Rangers down by 1.
And with Chris Carpenter on the mound, a new shortstop for the Rangers. We'll tell you about that in just a second as Dave Nilsson starts things off by fouling it back to the screen. Esteban Beltre stays in the ballgame. Beltre pinch ran for Gary Aredas, who had pinch hit singled for Manuel Lee.
The shortstop they picked up at the end of spring training that really has an outstanding arm and good shortstop, good hitting shortstop.
Nilsson 1 for 3 this afternoon as Carpenter gets the breaking ball in and over. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Each club is starting to put up a picket fence on the scoreboard. Brewers have scored 1 in each of the last 4 innings. The Rangers 1 in each of the last 3 innings. A bit outside, 1-2. Carpenter back to the plate. And the count now is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chris Carpenter on a relief of Kenny Rogers, who worked the first 7 2/3 innings. Just missed a little bit low. 3-2. Nilsson leading off an inning for the 4th time this afternoon, trying to get aboard in front of Jody Reed. Payoff pitch. Chopper right side, knocked down by Will Clark. He underhands the Carpenter. Oh, the nice play by Will Clark. Gold Glove first baseman, and he's showing you why he's the guy who has probably the most range of any first baseman.
And a first baseman that plays quite a bit off the line. And got to that ball quickly, knocked it down, and you stay with it. I think important thing there. And when you're on the right side of the infield, you have the opportunity to knock a ball down and still make a play. Usually the left side, you don't have that much time with the long throw, but nice job by Will Clark.
One away. Here is Jody Reed, who has a pair of singles in 3 trips to the plate. 0-1. Reed singled in the 2nd, singled in the 7th, sandwiched in between. He grounded out to third baseman Dean Palmer. Off speed, and Jody Reed way out in front. Ranger bullpen busy again. Jay Howell, who had his best outing probably of the entire year, including spring training, yesterday in Baltimore throwing. Retired all 5 men he faced. Reed going to right field. Easy play out there. Rob Ducey, and that's out number 2.
Rangers somewhat short in the bullpen today in terms of their left-handers. Both James Hurst and Rick Honeycutt really not available, and Kenny Rogers giving the Rangers some innings today, getting deep and turning it over to Chris Carpenter, who has been very effective. There's James Hurst. Doug Witt, bullpen catcher.
2 gone, base is empty for Matt Mieske, who is 0 for 3.
And the old guys in the bullpen. The veterans hang out, the young guys stay together. A couple of crusty veterans.
0-1 pitch. The count evens.
A couple of innings out there, and tell you, those 2 guys, some postseason experience.
A lot of mileage. Two and 1 the count as Carpenter misses low and inside. Maskey twice is grounded to third base and once grounded into a double play. Carpenter to the line, ground ball, and this one stays down nicely for Doug Strange. That will do it for Milwaukee in the ninth. A 1-2-3 inning by Chris Carpenter. Rangers coming up. Will Clark will lead it off when we come back with the Brewers leading 4-3. Clark facing Jamie Navarro launched his first American League and Texas Ranger home run. Will lashing one into the Ranger bullpen in right center field. That is our GTE play of the game. And Will Clark will be the one to lead off the Ranger ninth inning. And airship Fuji blimp giving us some great overhead shots today of the first regular season game ever played in the ballpark in Arlington. Appreciate their efforts and the great shots that they have given us. And the Brewers have gone to the bullpen once again as they try to preserve a 4-3 lead and spoil the Rangers home opener. Left-hander Jesse Orozco has been summoned.
A bullpen by committee. Really, they have shared duty out there this year. There's not a save in the bullpen. Orozco making his third appearance. 3 hits, inning and 2/3 of work. And Milwaukee manager Phil Garner going with percentages with Jack Clark leading it off. Has a right-hander warming up in the bullpen, which he will have the option to go to face Dean Palmer after Clark, and probably with Rob Ducey due up after that, we may see Chris James possibility.
Scanlon starting to throw.
I'll correct myself. Will Clark. I had my first Jack of the year. You did it earlier, and
Yeah, but I did it in spring training, so it didn't count.
Oh, okay.
I'm still 0 for 0. You're 0 for 1.
Okay.
Will Clark 1 out of 3 this afternoon. .294 hitter for the season. First ball swinging. He was going for the tie on that swing. 0-1. Clark now the outright team leader in RBI. He has driven in 8. Orozco back to him. Foul tip. 0-2. Will Clark and Jesse Orozco, no strangers to each other. They battled one another over the National League. Left-hander ready to work. And the 0-2. Runs that fastball high. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and Will Clark just able to get a piece of it.
A battle of gladiators in a sense. Jesse Orozco really tough on left-handed batters. He's got a good hard fastball and a breaking pitch, and Will Clark, we hadn't seen Jesse for a while. Probably might have matched up in spring training last year.
Again, the 1-2. Way outside. Count evens.
This situation too, I think you think about locking that front shoulder, try to take the fastball to left field.
Another drive hit deep to right field. Maskey going back to make the catch on the warning track. Now Will Clark, not quite enough elevation, had a little overspin on it. Hit it right on the button, but came up a bit short.
He might have been looking for the curveball or just adjusted to the curve. If you think about fastball to left, it gives you the chance to pull the breaking pitch. And Will Clark not fooled by that pitch at all. I can see that, get that up in the air.
One gone for Dean Palmer, who has doubled in 3 trips. One out, bases empty, bottom of the 9th inning. Breaking ball dips in and over for strike 1. Dean, a 7th inning double. Other than that, he is lined to third and grounded to second base. Roscoe tough on right-handers too with that breaking ball right down on the ankles. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Roscoe to the plate. Fastball. 1-2.
We call a little show me pitch. You get the catcher with his whole body outside. Not any part of his catching gear was even on the plate. That one, Roscoe, give me something outside hard here. We're going to show him. Probably setting up the off-speed pitch in.
No, he didn't.
Hard breaking ball. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Al Clark says at first base. And that is out number 2. Well, that is a nasty breaking ball that Orozco has out there today.
A hard breaker, and he did. He come down and in off the plate. Tough one to lay off of, and Dean not able to stop his swing.
We're going to have a pinch hitter now for Rob Ducey. Chris James will try to keep the Ranger 9th inning alive and their hopes in this ball game.
Phil Garner to the hill just to make sure catcher and pitcher are familiar with Chris James. Just a last-minute talk over. I think the main thing on the first pitch, as a hitter, you look for something you can drive hard, and as a pitcher, you think about staying away from his power on that first pitch. But I'm sure they mainly said this is a fastball hitter, and be careful with the fastball on that first pitch.
Chris James, a .313 hitter, a home run, 3 driven in. Prior to today, Chris had the only pinch hit at bat for the Rangers. Now he's up there with 2 outs and the base is empty in the bottom of the 9th inning, and he takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Just what you were talking about.
That's going to be his out pitch. He's probably going to show him a fastball. He's not going to give him much of a fastball to hit something away or.
Tried the hard breaking ball for the back door and left it outside. 1-1.
Hate to see the Rangers not to lose this when they had a chance last inning against really a Milwaukee club that is an inferior club and playing without their better players.
Breaking ball pulled foul outside third. Roscoe got that up a little bit. Looking for James to get the head of the bat. Out there.
That's 2 for that guy. He's got more baseball. He's caught more baseballs in one game than Dave Burchett has caught fish in years.
Orozco 1-2. This ball is high. Count is even. Jesse Orozco facing Chris James. Base is empty and 2 out. Brewers leading 4-0. Another breaking ball and rifled foul. Chris James can turn the ball in a hurry, can't he? Anything.
A little bit of Toby Hare on the last swing. The third base dugout safe or anybody over it. And
again, the 2-2.
oh,
With the fastball up and away, and James had a real good cut at it.
well, that was his pitch. He was looking for it. Might even seen Dave Nilsson set up side, little peek action. See him set up side, look for the fastball out there. Boy, he had a good swing. A pitch similar last year off of Hernandez in Chicago. He hit out to right center field, and I'm sure that Jesse's going to throw him a breaking pitch.
Orozco to James. Came with a fastball again and missed high. 3-ball, 2-strike count. If James is able to keep this inning alive, waiting in the on-deck circle is Ivan Rodriguez.
But I think the key here is he's setting him up for a 3-2 breaking ball and not to swing at something that's off the plate.
Payoff pitch from the left-hander. Breaking ball is low, and the Rangers have the tying run aboard.
The thing about throwing a breaking pitch 3-2 out of the strike zone, hitter not likely to swing at that as much if it's 0-2. And Chris James with a nice at against Orozco. Stayed off of that bad 3-2 curveball.
Phil Garner going to make the move right here. He has signaled in the bullpen. He wants the right-hander. Well, that is going to do it for Orozco. The Rangers with a tying run aboard. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. We'll take another timeout on the Ranger Baseball Network. To AT&T, call to the bullpen in care of KTVT, 5233 Bridge Street, Fort Worth, Texas, 76103.
And the fourth Brewer hurler will come on to the bullpen this afternoon. Bob Scanlon, picked up by the Brewers from the Cubs in December, and making his second appearance. He's given up a hit in an inning of work. Throws the ball hard. Throws a good fastball. It might be a matchup for the Rangers. Rodriguez, a good first ball fastball hitter. See Scanlon come right in there with a fastball on the first pitch.
Scanlon, big tall guy, goes about 6'8", and he will toss one over to first to keep Chris James close. Chris James carrying the tying run in this ball game. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth inning. Ex-Ranger coach Tim Foley over there talking with Phil Garner. First pitch to Ivan Rodriguez, chopped the plate toward third. Seitzer charges, throws, and that's going to do it. Oh, just like a couple of years ago when the Brewers spoiled the Toronto Blue Jays opener at Skydome by defeating them. They spoil the opener here at the Ballpark in Arlington by defeating the Texas Rangers. The final this afternoon at 4-3. Now we will total out the books, be back with the summary, some final comments right after this. Game at the Ballpark in Arlington. Rangers go down to defeat to Milwaukee. His final score 4-3 in favor of the Brewers. For Milwaukee to win it, 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. They stranded 4. For the Rangers, 3 runs, 6 hits. They committed 2 miscues and stranded 5. Jamie Navarro, the winner, he is 1-0. Bob Scanlon gets the save, his first of the year. Kenny Rogers drops to 0-2. It took 2 hours and 55 minutes in front of the largest crowd ever to see a Rangers ball game in Arlington, 46,046. Sonny, again, the one opportunity. Navarro, you have to credit. I think he did an excellent job this afternoon till he appeared to tire a little bit. But the Rangers had an opportunity in the 8th inning and couldn't get the job done with the middle of the order.